January 6 marks 1 year since the death of 19-year-old Equasia Kennedy, 33 weeks pregnant at the time. In the early hours, they were experiencing car trouble on a busy highway in Dallas, Texas, when an off-duty police officer by the name of Alban Karanfili struck the vehicle, killing Equasia Kennedy, and luckily they were able to save her baby girl that unfortunately had to fight the good fight and is still fighting today. Now, it's been a whole year since this happened, and the family, I spoke with the father, Quincy Kennedy, and they still have no justice, no answers, no acknowledgement. That officer never even gave a condolences. So put yourself in his shoes, how they're feeling today, guys. If that was your baby girl, your sister, your aunt, your cousin, listen, the most y'all can do is just share this video, because what they need is eyes on this situation and people talking about it so they can get the closure and the justice that they deserve. Now, speaking with Quincy Kennedy, the father of Equasia Kennedy, he was able to send me the case file they have against Alban Karanfili. So I just want to go through it. It gives us a pretty much of a recap of what they believe happened that night. They had body cam footage. They got a bunch of evidence in this case as well, but it's just not going nowhere because nobody's really talking about it. They're not taking this serious. It sounds like a cover-up. It sounds like tyrants, more than one, by the way. So we're going to just go through it, guys. Stay tuned. So the first page of this case file, they have written negligence vehicular murder of Equasia Kennedy, 33 weeks pregnant. Here's the key points. 1 year later, no justice has been served. Officer Karanfili was never held accountable. No remorse for the life taken. No acknowledgement to the Kennedy family from Dallas PD. On the next page, we have the incident details. On January 6, 2024, Officer Alban Karanfili struck a stalled vehicle with the hazard lights on, killing 19-year-old Equasia Kennedy, who was 33 weeks pregnant at the time. There is proof to support several allegations of misconduct at the scene. Officer Karanfili did not identify himself as the driver and later concealed his police uniform by placing on an Adidas jacket. Officer Karanfili failed to render any aid to the victims in the vehicle. Instead of calling 911, Officer Karanfili radioed the Dallas police. Witnesses made claims that their statements were not formally recorded, despite 6 witnesses being ready to testify. Officer Karanfili was reportedly traveling after working off-duty at the Bottle Blonde bar at the time of the incident. Officer Karanfili was never subjected to a routine drug and alcohol testing at the scene nor at the medical facility later on. On the next page, we got actions by other officers at the scene. 2 additional Dallas PD officers arrived but did not assist the victims of the vehicle hit by Officer Karanfili. An off-duty EMT or nurse performed CPR on one of the other passengers struck by Officer Karanfili, but he was allegedly threatened with possible arrest if he continued to stay on the scene. The EMT or nurse that performed life-saving CPR to one victim is missing from the official reports provided to the victim, Equasia Kennedy's family. An officer was also providing chewing gum to Officer Alban Karanfili, which appears to be an attempt to cover up the smell of alcohol on the officer's breath. Again, no reports of any drug or alcohol test being performed, which is SOP in a crash where there is fatality. Actions by other officers at the scene continuance. Officer Justin Graham's role. Officer Graham arrived minutes after initial 2 unidentified officers and was the only officer on the scene that attempted to remove Equasia Kennedy from the vehicle and administer CPR chest compressions. Officer Graham reportedly identified Alban Karanfili as a fellow officer and mentioned Karanfili had chest pains. Officer Karanfili failed to not identify himself as a Dallas police officer prior to offensive officers arriving. He also neglected to provide his name, his insurance information at any point to the driver of the stalled vehicle, leaving witnesses and the driver unaware of his identity. Body cam footage clearly shows walking around the scene, removing items from his vehicle and blending in with other officers and using his cell phone rather than seeking immediate medical attention or aiding the victims. Body cam footage and witness statements. Officer Karanfili claimed the stalled vehicle pulled in front of him without hazard lights. However, body cam footage and witness statements confirmed the hazard lights were on and that the vehicle Quasia was a passenger in was stalled at the time of the collision. Officer Karanfili was observed chewing gum after asking for it from another police officer, also captured by body cam footage. Potential incriminating item described as a racy wine bottle was visible in Karanfili's vehicle. Dallas police officers, rather than investigating authority, Dallas Sheriff's Office Department removed the items from Officer Karanfili's vehicle. Officer Alban Karanfili's discipline history. Officer Karanfili has a record of reckless driving incidents. March 2020, Officer Karanfili was involved in a preventable traffic accident while on duty, resulting in a written reprimand. See Paul Baldwin versus City of Dallas. August 2021, Officer Karanfili was involved in yet another preventable accident, which led to a 2-day suspension. At the end of this video, I will attach the case file so y'all can see the photos for yourself, the evidence provided in this case against this Alban Karanfili officer. Now, check it out, guys. You know, the end goal is to get the message out, get people talking about it. Please share this video. That's the least you can do. It costs absolutely nothing. The family needs justice to happen in this case. This is weighing heavy on my heart when I first heard about it last year, and to learn that it's been a whole year, a whole anniversary, and nothing has been done is absolutely unacceptable at this point. And what's even worse is that this officer, Alban Karanfili, was presented this month with Officer of the Year award, which is absolutely crazy. How does that happen when you cause a fatality the beginning of last year? Just doesn't make no sense. It smells like a bunch of tyrants, and it sounds like a cover-up. So with that being said, guys, you already know what to do. Like the video, comment, be respectful, and as always, follow me.
Get him, Puffy Lion, dog.